Beginning with Man of Steel, most of the energy directed towards the DC movies has been pessimistic. It's been terribly unhealthy. But now, here we are, 4 years later, and we have unified optimism. The DC fan mental health has improved. We have made progress. Wonder Woman, a new role model for girls and boys, has emerged, and her timing, it's perfect. The story follows Diana, princess of the Amazons. While training as a warrior, a soldier from the outside world crashes into hers. News of war, pain, and suffering speak to Diana. She wants to leave to find and destroy Ares, the god of war. With a tall walk, she lands in a different world and does her best to adjust. Then, along with Steve Trevor and his allies, she marches into chaos and death. Many are confused by her willing spirit. They fail to understand the phenomenon that she believes in love.
I really like her.
Guess what? We're 4 films in. Quick recap. Kal-El came to Earth, sent from the planet Krypton. Raised as Clark Kent, he develops powers over time. As a man, he drifts, eventually crossing paths with an abandoned aircraft that provides his birthright. The Man of Steel tries hiding, but an angry General Zod forces him to own his image. Having been set free from the Phantom Zone, he seeks to make Earth the new Krypton. To protect Earth from demolition, the Man of Steel fights Zod. Just before killing him, Bruce Wayne observes his powers and develops a fear for mankind. That, plus a 2-decade reign as a raging crime fighter, inspires cruel intentions. Refusing God as an ally, he manufactures a kill trap. On the brink of murder, knowledge of Clark's mom in danger swiftly shifts the mood. God and man choose to coexist and partner up. Meanwhile, a wannabe god transforms General Zod's body into Doomsday. The impending nightmare speaks to Diana, and in the nick of time, she drops down as Wonder Woman. Forming a trinity of hope, progress, and justice, the roots of Justice League battle their first foe. They triumph, thanks to a sacrifice. The loss is felt by many. Inspired by his death, one Amanda Waller initiates Project Task Force X. A roster of bad guys were chosen to save the world. Their chances were slim, but as a team, an official Suicide Squad, they won. Upon their success, faith was restored, and Bruce Wayne was given access to the metahuman files, courtesy of Amanda Waller. For you see, evil will always be inspired to strike where there are heroes with the will to act. The path to domination is the greatest fight relived in every generation. Now, let's rewind the globe. A different conflict was being fought a very long time ago. World War I. We now know Wonder Woman was there. Thanks to Patty Jenkins, the writer and director of Monster. I haven't had the pleasure myself just yet, but I do recall seeing the poster on display at Blockbuster. Rest in peace. I learned about Patty Jenkins a few years ago when I took the History of Female Filmmakers, taught by Jesse Hawthorne Fix, a very insightful and encouraging professor. During that class, he made us aware of the Bechdel test, invented in 1985 by American cartoonist Alison Bechdel. There are 3 rules. Fairly straightforward. At least 2 named women. They have to talk to each other about something other than a man. A lot of movies fail this test, but a healthy share do pass. I have no idea how many filmmakers are aware of this or if they even care, but my guess is there isn't a single executive in Hollywood who would deny a film the green light because the script fails the Bechdel test. Rest assured, Wonder Woman passes and checks all 3 boxes. And with heart, humor, heroics, and optimism, it also becomes the strongest entry in the DCEU. I think a lot of it stems from the admiration Jenkins has for Richard Donner's Superman. Speaking to the Directors Guild of America, she talked about how her viewing of the film when she was 7 is the reason why she made Wonder Woman. She'd lost her father, and the film spoke to her in metaphor about who she could be if things were different. Out of respect, she pays homage to the alleyway mugging. But the roles are swapped. In Superman, the man saves the woman. In Wonder Woman, the female saves the man. Both scenes comment on the hero and love interest dynamic. In Superman, Clark chooses to not reveal his powers to Lois. In Wonder Woman, Diana Prince unleashes with no hesitation. I think that's inspired by the reality that Trevor has been exposed to her world, and that Diana is proud of who she is, and hiding is not what she does. Little different with Clark. He is a mask for Superman. Diana is not a mask for Wonder Woman. This allows for a less tricky romantic predicament, and in our movie, that's one of the most impressive elements. It's not atypical for us to expect and wish for them to be together. The script by Alan Heinberg goes beyond that and highlights the struggle of respecting worldviews. After all, Steve Trevor and Diana Prince come from different circumstances. And as actors, it's the same case. Their feature film debuts were very different. The same case applied to Margot Kidder and Christopher Reeve back in the day. Our screenwriter, Alan Heinberg, cut his feature film teeth, on this movie, and I gotta hand it to him. For the last several years, I've associated these 3 talents with quality superhero scripts. Alan Heinberg now joins the ranks. These have always been expensive movies, so you want writers who will inspire the money guys to spend a lot of money with confidence. Big budgets don't guarantee quality, but in the right hands, the bet isn't as risky. For Patty Jenkins, Wonder Woman is her second feature film to play in the cinema. The budget ranks 4th in the new DC lineup. Give her more. Yep, she knows what she's doing. Gal Gadot is completely authentic, and is blessed with authentic support. As a team, they land punches and laughs. A consistent phenomenon that is a first for the DCEU. Wonder Woman's first action in this universe was saving Batman from Doomsday in Dawn of Justice. That's when the world was introduced to her. This movie is when we watch her become Wonder Woman, courtesy of the No Man's Land scene. The most profound action scene I've ever witnessed. Unforgettable, really. I'm in the IMAX theater, center row, center seat. I'm crying uncontrollably, my jaw is dropped, and I'm paralyzed in my seat. I literally could not move. As the scene played out, I thought to myself, girls are gonna watch this and think they can do anything. How positive is that? A smaller, more intimate moment that made a big impression on me was the final moment with Chris Pine. His acting in general really impressed me, but his final shot was extraordinary. Nothing is said. Nothing has to be said. It's all in his eyes. Before this movie, I wasn't a big fan. I knew he had talent, I just didn't think it had been properly tapped into. Now, I want him to keep doing what he did in this movie, because that is what I've been waiting for. We the fans waited forever for this movie. A lifetime ago, Wonder Woman entered comics. In 1974, Kathy Lee Crosby brought her to life. From 1975 to 1979, Linda Carter took over. 38 years later, Gal Gadot brought her back to life. Helping achieve that is Matthew Jensen and Aileen Bonetto, cinematographer and production designer, respectively. Jensen has a talent for romantic lighting, evidenced in his favorite scene. I also love this scene. Next to this scene, it's the most romantic scene in any superhero movie. It offers a gesture of calm after a great victory. Bonetto won her victory by giving Diana's home world curves and removing doors from the equation. The design offers a positive feminine vibe. The land is open and free. Back in the entrapment of World War I, Diana seeks to destroy Ares, the god of war. Steve is quite convinced that Ares is in her mind, a delusion. But as we see, no delusion, rather an illusion in perfect disguise. It's a real proper take on the dialogue between love and hate. It's always relevant, and when written well can punctuate the power of a hero. This works best with a strong villain. Often they are the weakest link. Too many examples exist. Wonder Woman is not one of them. Ares is a proper mental and physical challenge. He wants her to join him. They can be co-gods in a restored paradise. No humans allowed. It's ingenious because we're made aware that she is a weapon, a god killer. But even when the worst odds are trapping her, she chooses love, the medicine to remedy the poison. Wonder Woman is the acting medicine for those DC fans who felt personally poisoned by the last 3 efforts. I have felt no such poison myself. Perhaps that's the unbreakable optimist in me. As for Wonder Woman, I share Zack Snyder's approval. Proud. Thank you for your time, and be well. Batman out.